Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a fun project and I get to do it with my mom, which I'm really excited about. And here's what happened. We were all on the deck the other day, my mom, my stepdad, and my mom was looking out into the garden and she was just like, you have so many beautiful things growing here, but you don't have any fresh herbs for me to harvest from. And I thought, you're right. We actually don't have any herbs this year. So I thought, let's plant her a little herb garden. So I went out, I got 3 new containers. We do have some containers out in the cut flower garden right now that I think we can use. However, they're terracotta and I love terracotta. I'm just not a fan of these just because they have a design on them that doesn't really fit the aesthetic of the cut flower garden. So I went out, I got 3 new containers that we can plant up today. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my mom. We will head out to the garden center to pick out some herbs. And then we'll talk about all of the things that you need to consider when you're planting herbs, how to take care of them throughout the whole season, and then which ones are really good buddies. So which ones can you plant together that are like a companion together. So anyways, let's go grab mom. I think she's almost ready. We will head over to the garden center, pick up some herbs, bring them back, and we will get them all planted up. If I do this, are you gonna cook fresh meals for me?
Of course. And for me too. I love it. Oh, yes.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, we just arrived to Dennis's. You want to grab a cart? Yeah. Let's see what they have. Hi.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you. Doing herbs today. Do you guys have herbs?
Oh, we have it looks fantastic.
Does it?
We moved them from the back.
Okay.
They have more room.
They're over here?
Oh, yeah. But
Okay.
if you head back this way in the corner, it looks
Okay.
really good right now.
Thank
So
you.
guys, it's a good day.
All right, thank you. That's awesome. They're just seeing how they just moved their herbs up and they really do have some beautiful plants here. Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, look at all of these beautiful herbs. I love it. And here's the thing when you're buying herbs, the first thing you need to consider is what are their requirements. So things that need a lot of light, things that need a lot of moisture, things that require a little less light. So when you're planting your herb garden together, especially if you're going to do them in containers, and we'll talk about containers here in a bit, make sure that you're paying attention to the light requirements, the water requirements, because that will help determine which ones you should select and plant together. So mom's already excited. And here's the other thing about herbs. It's such a sensory plant that if you're not familiar with one, I encourage you to just rub their leaves, maybe pick one off and taste it, because that will start to draw your senses together, especially if it's one that you're unfamiliar with, but you might taste it and you might think, oh, I've had this before. Or you might taste it and you might think, okay, this would be good in this dish. So it's a very sensory plant. So don't be afraid to really get in and play with them. Mom's like, let's take one of each. So I think what I would like to do is start planting some classics. So maybe do like a container of Italian classics, basil, oregano, parsley. You can even do like cocktails and drinks with mint, basil, lemon verbena would be good. Salad boosters, chives, dill, cilantro, that's a good combo. Savory cooking, rosemary, thyme, and sage. But what I want to do, since this is really going to be for you, what do you want to plant? So I have 3 containers and I want to group them together.
Well,
So like, what do you want? Well, like, what are the herbs that you want?
definitely. Number 1, I want the cilantro because
Okay.
I love to make a shrimp cocktail.
Oh,
I
you
love
fancy
shrimp
girl.
cocktail.
Okay.
And also,
Should we get 2, Mom? Should we get 2 or
Of
just
course,
one?
no,
Okay.
2.
Okay.
I think you
You
have
like
to
this one?
see which one have more.
Well, this one is okay.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're selecting herbs, look for the full ones.
Yeah.
Don't get like the. Oh, how about that one?
Yeah, that one looks better. Look, wow, this
Okay.
have too many.
There's a lot of growth
Yeah,
there. Or
growth
do you
there.
like this one better? I like this one better. No.
Just change for this one. This one
Okay.
doesn't look very good.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
And what else do we want to
And
do?
your daddy make it beans with cilantro, remember?
Oh yeah. My dad, he does. He puts cilantro in his beans. Basil. Okay, I also
Yeah.
have lemon basil.
Do
And here's
you?
the I do, but I don't
What
have
about
this
the-
one. Let's get some of this basil. I
This
think
one?
this will be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. Do
Okay.
you have a green onions?
I don't have green onion. I don't have any, Mom. Okay, so let's do basil, cilantro, and basil, cilantro, and parsley.
Yeah.
Okay,
parsley.
we'll do that in one container.
This is the one I love so much.
Okay, so you want parsley.
Yeah.
So Mom likes to use parsley for like meats, chicken, salad. So we'll get 2 of those. So we'll do 1 container with basil, oregano, and parsley. So you get that. I'm going to get the oregano.
Oregano is very
Let's look.
good.
Let me look for it. Where is oregano? So I'm going to get these 2 oreganos. And let's line up the pots together. So we're going to do basil, basil. Cilantro will go in another one. We'll do oregano, parsley, and parsley. And we'll do the cilantro. So put that there. So that will be 1 container. And there are 2 herbs that I would be mindful of, and that's going to be mint and lemon balm, because those tend to compete with one another and they have pretty extensive roots. So I would plant those separately if you are going to plant them together, or just keep your eye out on them because they do tend to take over the containers that they're in. Oh, let's do chives and dill. Chives and dill with the cilantro. How about this? The garlic or the garden chives, sorry. Let's do these.
Yeah, this with the...
Esse é o chives, é gostoso.
I love this with parsley.
Okay, but wait.
You
but
make a salad.
Okay, but those will go together.
Chives.
I don't know if they have green onions. Here, we'll check.
Chives are like green onions.
Yeah.
Looks like
It's probably not the
taste.
one that you're used to, but the taste is there.
Yeah, the same
Look,
taste.
she's literally tasting them.
So good.
She's being very immersive in her experience. Okay, so we have that. And what else do we need? Oh, dill. Mom, where's the dill?
I'm looking for.
Do you have dill, or is that dill right there? I think it is. Hold on. Oh, that one. That one's so strong. All right.
This one.
No, I think this one.
This one, let me check, because this one looks so
No,
green
this
and
tastes
nice.
so good, Mom. But look, the taste is better on this one. Let's take these.
These.
Yeah.
Well,
Mom,
you got my favorites. Now you need the mint.
Okay,
you
wait.
have a mint.
No, I don't have mint. But wait, hold on, Mom. I think I want to do rosemary, thyme, and sage. I like the common sage. I'm going to do the common sage. And then, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to get a little bit of the lime thyme. There's also that variegated one, but I like this one.
You have a rosemary.
I do, but it's, you know what? It's like this trailing one right here.
Yeah, you have a lot.
Yeah, we have Irene trailing rosemary.
Yeah.
So maybe, should we do lavender? Like a Provence lavender?
I think so.
Or Salem rosemary. These are nice. What do you think? Or should we do lavender?
Lavender. You already have rosemary.
Okay, so let's do Provence. What do you think? Let's do 2 of these.
Can make a bread.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Do you like that? This is so you right here. This is like your vibe.
I can stay here all day.
I know you can. What is that? Let me smell. What is that?
Look at this. Come here.
Oh, lemon verbena?
Oh, verbena. Yeah.
Yeah.
Verbena. Lemon verbena. Ooh, this smells so good.
Oh, yeah. I have lemon verbena.
I never
in the landscape. Oh, parsley.
This is very good for the anti-inflammatory.
Anti-inflammatory. Parsley is anti-inflammatory. Oh, Mom is like full of herb knowledge.
Yeah, this.
And she does cook so well with her. I mean, she's a great cook.
And the rosemary.
Rosemary,
Yeah, it's very good. You can put a little bit in the water and boil hot water, and you rinse your hair with that. It makes your hair so strong and grow up very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, that's
wow, I'm learning so much today from you. Ooh, okay.
That's very good. I always have a rosemary at home.
Okay. Hold on, let's go look at the cart. I think we're in a good shape here. And if we have to come back, we can. I forgot to measure the container, but I'm trying to group them together. Again, light requirement, all of these, most herbs are going to require 6 to 8 hours of sunlight. Some of them can tolerate a little bit of shade. But I think we're in a good space. I think these will all be good companions, and how we have them broken out to here. So this kind of gives us a map of how we're going to plant these up. The mint is the only thing that we're going to
Nina,
do together. Yeah.
This is so good to make a tea.
What is that?
This is so good when you get cold. You
what
make
is it?
Tea. Look.
Oh, Indian lemongrass?
Yeah, look. This is really good.
Okay,
No, you don't eat that. This is, you have to be careful because they can
Oh, hurt
You,
you?
yeah.
Okay.
But this is really good. Make it tea.
For tea?
Yeah, for tea.
Okay. Do we want to get it?
Yes.
And they'll be your responsibility.
I'm gonna go there. I'll take care. For sure, I'll
She's gonna
take care.
bypass the flowers and go
Yeah,
straight to the
I'll take
herbs.
care. Oh, I love this to make it tea.
Is one enough?
I think so.
Okay. Well, let me go pay for these.
Mm.
Gosh, I want to come back and just check out this garden center because it's full of beautiful plants. Look at all of the pretty flowers. Oh, just calling my name. All right, we are going to pay for these and then we are going to head back and plant everything up. All right, we are back and here are the 3 containers that we are going to be planting up today. These were the ones that I was mentioning, the terracotta ones. They're very cute, but here in the back, I'll show you guys. They have this design, which I don't mind, but it was just not the style I was going for back here. I want to keep things a little bit more neutral, a little bit more vintage, a little bit more French, English, country-ish, that type of vibe. Now, when you're planting things in a container, especially herbs, you want to make sure that you have something that's very well draining. So Sergey came in and he got everything set up. We took a little bit of fabric, a little bit of rocks, and then folded that over. That way, none of the soil will drain out because I do plan on having it here in the cut flower garden, but that still allows for really good drainage. So you also want to use a good potting soil that has good drainage because herbs don't like to have wet feet. They don't like to have their roots wet and soggy. So you want to make sure that you select a soil that's well draining. I'm going to be using Espelma's potting mix. I have really good luck and success with that one. And herbs are also not a heavy feeder. So all I'm going to use today is a little bit of Biotone starter fertilizer just to get those roots going. But after that, I'm not really going to fertilize them. You really don't have to. As long as you're consistently harvesting, they will continue to grow for you. We also got these all hooked up with drip. That way we can just tap into our current drip system right here on the back. And that way we don't have to worry about watering these every single day. So just everything is nice and ready and set up to go. All we really have to worry about now is planting. Now things certainly don't have to be on drip or anything like that. And if you don't have a lot of space, that's fine too. Even if you have like a little balcony, that's plenty of space for you to get a couple of cute containers, get some nice soil in there, and then plant it up with some herbs. You can even do edible flowers, which we have growing in other parts of our garden. But what I love about growing herbs is not only that you can cook with them, but they're, again, that sensory plant. So you can really be interactive with them. You can touch them, you can eat them while you're walking out in your garden and you're just walking by and you get that whiff of the sage or the basil or whatever herbs that you're growing out in your garden. It's such a special moment that you get to experience in your garden. So I'm happy that she mentioned something because I haven't grown herbs in a while and I really miss it because there's nothing better than like fresh herbs or like tomatoes in the summertime. All right, so we'll start out by just getting these containers filled. All right, now I'm just going to add a little bit of Biotone starter fertilizer into each one. Wait, can I show you my method? Wait, Mom.
I know how to
No,
do
no,
this.
wait. This is what I do. Wait, Mom. So she is having a hard time because I told her they're going to be planted together. And she's like, no, they each need their own container.
Yeah.
No, this is the way we're
I
going to do it.
wanted the parsley. I wanted the cilantro separate.
No.
Nice, because they grow. When I need to make a salad, I want a bunch of cilantro. Look.
Wait, trust me, it's going to work.
Oh my gosh.
In this container, we're going to do the lavender, and then we will do the lime thyme as well, and then we will do the sage as well. So I think the sage here, right there, and then these kind of on the outskirts And then these right here. So in that last container, we will do the basil. I think we might just go with one because that will get kind of big. And then we can do the oregano and then the parsley kind of coming out at us. That might be cramming them, but I kind of want to experiment and see.
No, I don't really, for sure, I don't really appreciate that, but that's okay. It's kind of, you know, it's going to be very funny when this grow up.
Well,
It's
do you
going to
think
be
it's
all
too crowded?
together mixed up. It's going to be all mixed up. I don't know. Which one? I have to look around and find which one I go, this or this.
This might be cramming it. I feel like we might need 3 more containers.
Yep.
And do one of, like, not 2.
Yeah, of course.
All right, my mama's right. The impulse in me wants to plant everything together just because I like to cram things in all of the time. But these are going to need space to spread. And when you're growing herbs, you don't want to put them in too little of a container because they do want to spread and grow. So I think I was just being like, I don't even know, just overly optimistic. I don't know. Now I'm like, okay, yes, we don't need to go this heavy-handed in each of the containers. So I'm going to take one each out, and then we'll either get, this is what we'll do. We're going to pivot. We're going to do an experiment. We're going to grow these containers or these herbs in these containers. We'll do one of each in each grouping, and then we will grow the rest of them out in the garden somewhere, maybe with the tomatoes. And then at the end of this experiment, which I totally planned, we will see which ones grew better, the ones in the containers or the ones out in the garden. So that's what we're gonna go with. This was my plan the whole time. It wasn't. So just real quick, the chives are going to get 18 inches tall and they'll spread about 8 inches. Oh, such a rookie mistake not reading the tags. The dill is going to get 18 to 20 inches tall and spread 12 inches. And then the cilantro is going to be, how big can you get? Plant in full sun, grows 12 to 36 inches tall and space about 12 inches. So that's perfect. So they are going to be a little tight, but what we'll do is we'll do 1 chive, 1 cilantro, and 1 dill. Okay? Then we'll do the same thing for the other container. So let's do this. Does that make you happier?
Yeah.
All right, we got everybody planted up and watered in, and mom is still like, I don't know about this, but you're the expert. So she's just going to have to trust me a little bit. So in the second container, we have the Provence lavender, and this is going to get 24 to 36 inches tall, and it can spread up to 18 inches wide. Now this one I will probably transplant out into the landscape at the end of the season, or once these guys die back, I might just move it to the center and give this lavender its own little container here. And then right here we have the lime thyme, and this one is going to get 10 to 18 inches tall and spreads 10 to 12 inches. And then back here, the sage, it's going to be 18 to 24 inches tall and can spread 16 to 18 inches wide. And then finally, in the third container, we have the Italian parsley. And this one can grow 6 to 12 inches tall and spread 8 inches. And back here is the basil. And this one can get 16 to 18 inches tall and spread 4 to 6 inches, which you know what? I kind of feel like we should have put both in there, but oh well, that's okay. And then lastly, we have the hot and spicy oregano, which I'm so excited for. And this one can get 1 to 2 feet tall and wide. So again, it's one of those when everything else is kind of done for the season, we can move it to the center, which, you know what? That just kind of gave me an idea. That'd be kind of fun to have like lavender and some other big herbs, like one in each container, and then have them all lined up. Anyways, we can move that one to the center when everything else is done for the season. Now, again, in terms of care, all of these require full sun, so they're going to get at least 6 to 8 hours of full sun, which is, again, something really important and something you want to keep in mind if you are going to be planting up herbs. And in terms of fertilizing, they're not heavy feeders like I mentioned earlier. In fact, if you over fertilize your herbs, they're probably going to reduce in flavor. So that's something to keep in mind. If I do end up fertilizing, it'll probably be like maybe once a month, and I'll just use a good organic liquid fertilizer, come in, give them a quick feed, and that's really it. Again, maybe once a month, if that. If they're looking a little bit depleted, again, because they are in a container, they might require that once a month feeding, but other than that, they should be fine and good to go. And of course, you want to stay on top of harvesting just to prevent them from flowering or bolting on you. And the harvesting is going to encourage the growth. So if you have herbs right now that are not doing much, consider harvesting or pinching them off, because again, that's going to encourage them to get bushier, and it'll also help prevent them from flowering. Just keep in mind when you are harvesting, you never want to take more than 1/3 of the plant at a time. And just make sure you're not overwatering them. Again, you can always do the finger test where you come into the soil and you just stick your finger in about 1 inch deep. And if you see that that's still moist and you don't need to water, you might have to up the watering on hotter days and just reduce it on cooler days. And now that we have the irrigation all set up, I just need to go out and get some more rain drip attachments. And I'll just probably set it right here in the center. That way everything gets watered evenly. I feel like such a rookie not looking at the tags and really paying attention to what these herbs are going to need. I think in my mind, the containers that I had purchased a few days ago were a lot bigger. So I thought, oh, they'll be fine. And then once we had them in here, I was like, I low-key was like, it's not going to be fine. And of course, my mom was like, it's not going to work. And so anyway, so we'll see how this experiment works. And then the rest of the herbs, we will plant out into either the landscape, or I might try to tuck them in with our tomato beds. Now, our tomatoes have basil in them as well. Those are a really good companion plant. So I want to see if I can maybe sneak those in. And it will be fun to see how the herbs that we didn't plant in the containers do either in the landscape or in the beds, depending where we plant them, because they'll have more room, where these are going to be a little bit more constrained. Nonetheless, I've grown herbs in containers before and they did great. So don't be discouraged by your space. Again, if you don't have a ton of space, you can grab some containers. You can be a little bit more selective about the herbs that you really love, the ones that make a difference when you cook with them fresh, which I think really with most herbs, they are so much better fresh and harvested from the garden. But I think it'll just be so fun to have. Again, it's just that like sensory experience of going into your garden, walking around, cutting fresh herbs, throwing it on a salad or steak or meat or anything like that. We grill a lot, so we eat a lot of like steak and chicken and salmon. So having fresh herbs like this is going to be great. Now I still need to come in and plant my mom's mint. She was like, what about my mint? And the lemongrass. So I think what I'll do is probably, the mint will definitely put into a container on its own, because mint, once you plant it out in your landscape, you will forever have mint. So if that's something you want, great. So I'll make sure to find a container for that one. And then the lemongrass, I do want to plant out in the landscape and just kind of let it grow and go a little bit wild, because she says she loves to make tea out of that. So I will do that. And that's another thing. If you don't want to do herbs for cooking, you can do a tea lovers container herb garden. You can do a little trio of containers of chamomile, lemon balm, and mint. Or if you really want to go for it, then just plant all of them together in one container and just see them take off, because they totally will take off. But that's another take on these types of containers. It doesn't necessarily have to be for cooking or baking, but if you are a tea person, what a great way to be more interactive and grow your own things that you're going to steep and sip on. And so I think that would also be very, very fun. So although this didn't go to plan, I am very, very excited to see the results. And again, I will come in after I figure out where I want to plant these, whether they go in the tomato beds or they go out into the landscape. I will keep you guys posted. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today in my garden. I'm excited to see how this experiment works.
I will see. Let's wait to
Let's
see.
wait. Let's wait and see
But
what
I think it's
happens.
gonna work. It
I
looks
think
so cute.
it does look cute. So
Yeah.
anyways, thank you guys again for hanging out with us, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.